Hey everyone, and welcome to Comic Breakdown. If you are new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button and like this video if you enjoy the content that we have coming out. And today we're going to be diving into The Flash, issue number 764. Now, if you guys have not been keeping up with The Flash, go ahead, go check out my playlist, do it right now. It'll be in the description and at the top of this video. You guys can check that out, get completely caught up on everything Flash related. Now, this will be the second issue with our new writer, Kevin Shinick. And with this issue, we also get a new artist, which is Will Conrad. You know, at first I wasn't a huge fan of the artwork in this comic, but as I read it a second time and a third time, you know, the artwork really did start to grow on me. And you guys will see, you know, exactly what I'm talking about as we progress through this comic today. So without further ado, let's dive into this issue. So last issue, we left off with Dr. Alchemy planning some kind of escape plan. And we pick up with Barry and Iris talking in their apartment. And on the news, we see that Dr. Alchemy has escaped Iron Heights by turning the walls of his cell into molten lava. And not only that, but he's turning the raindrops into bullets. So it is literally raining bullets on all of these police officers trying to stop him. You know, and Barry's usually pretty good about handling Dr. Alchemy. You know, get the Philosopher's Stone away from him and he's powerless. But we see here that Dr. Alchemy has taken the stone and forged it into a ring of sorts. And so Barry arrives at the scene and he starts taking bullets and turning them the other direction. Alchemy realizes, you know, the bullets aren't falling in straight lines how they should, which means the Flash is nearby. And in an instant, Dr. Alchemy wipes all the way around him and the Flash is hit in the face. And he's hit in the face with mercury. And it's literally melting his cowl off of him. And some police officers interfere and Barry's able to recover. He's able to regenerate. And it gives him just enough time to take Dr. Alchemy by surprise. And gives him a good punch in the face. And then goes to attempt to try to save everybody nearby. But what Dr. Alchemy does here is he turns the floor into a liquid. And so essentially everybody is floating in water. And all the cops are falling to the bottom because of all their armor and their guns and all of that stuff. And so this gave Dr. Alchemy the opportunity to escape. And a little later on, we pick up with Barry doing some homework. Because he knows that he doesn't understand the stone. You know, Alchemy told him, like, you don't know how to use this. And so Barry's on a mission to find out exactly what this stone is about. And as he starts to do research, he sees, you know, the stone made an appearance in the 17th century along with the Illuminati. And so he thinks these two are intertwined in some way, shape, or form. And then he gives us a little breakdown of the Philosopher's Stone's history. He talks about Zosmos, you know, one of the ancient Greeks' most noted alchemists. And he believed that the fallen angels taught mankind the art of metallurgy. And that the Philosopher's Stone was the key to immortality. Paracelsus, he was a Renaissance prophet who thought that the ultimate knowledge was found not in books, but rather through the elements, and the Philosopher's Stone was a tool to translate between them. You know, the sorcerer Simon Magnus was the first to weaponize the stone. Realizing its potential for power, he cut a path of destruction through most of medieval Europe and even into other dimensions. And the list goes on and on and on. But what we find out is Dr. Alchemy wants to absorb the power of the stone, so he doesn't need the relic itself anymore. So he will become essentially a living relic of the Philosopher's Stone. And if that were to happen, he would have near limitless powers. And through all his study, he was able to find out a blueprint for how to create the stone. Or how to create this stone in a living person. And so Barry seems to think he has the upper hand here. And then it all clicks. And they're talking about the Metal Men exhibit that's happening in town. Now, Magnus used something called response meters. He turned elements like gold, lead, iron, platinum, mercury into an elite crime fighting team. And he's under the very sneaky suspicion that Simon Magnus is also the same person as the one hosting the exhibit. So Will and Simon, they could be the same person, just, you know, with a secret identity. Because Simon Magnus did, you know, wreak havoc in the medieval ages. And so Barry takes off to the exhibit, and he really believes that he can outsmart Alchemy. You know, Barry, after all, is a chemist. And so he knows that he just needs to disrupt just the slightest element when Dr. Alchemy goes to attack him. If he can do that, he can defeat him. And just on time, Dr. Alchemy arrives at the exhibit. And he makes his move. And he attacks Barry Allen with his ring. Barry goes to counter it with electrical heat. And though his composition is left unaltered, he goes to chase after Dr. Alchemy, but immediately realizes that he has no speed. And Dr. Alchemy turns to him and says, "Can you feel that, Flash? That's the speed force leaving your body." And then just sucker punches him in the stomach. And then tells Barry, you know, let's be honest here. Like, we both know that I could alter the air in this room, turn it into a raging inferno, and there's nothing you could do to stop me. But I'm not going to do that. Granted, it would be devastating and thousands would die, but that would eventually fade out in memory. Whereas this image of you on the ground, you on your knees, you unable to catch me, this will burn into their minds for the rest of their lives. The day the Flash couldn't run. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Personally, I have to say, I actually really did enjoy this story. You know, I think the Flash was overly confident in his abilities to take on Dr. Alchemy. I think he let his ego get the better of him in this case. You know, he sees himself and prides himself to be a great chemist, yet he can't take on another chemist, and he came into this thinking that he could outsmart him. But what ended up happening is Barry lost his speed. He lost his connection to the speed force. For whatever variation of what Dr. Alchemy did, he can no longer run. You know, and we'll definitely see this be reversed, and Barry will find a way to get his powers again. But for the time being, he's left helpless. And Dr. Alchemy, you know, probably has the ability now to do whatever he wants to do with the stone and becoming the living relic. All in all, I have to say I really did enjoy the storyline. It was well written. The art, the colors, the line work. You know, like I said, it took a second for it to grow on me, but I really do appreciate it. You know, it's different than what we've been seeing in the Flash lines recently. And so I have to appreciate it in that aspect. But yeah, if you guys have not yet, please be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. All your support helps me tremendously. So thank you guys so much for everything that you guys do. You can get at me on any social media or just hit me in the comments. I'll be sure to reply. And until the next video.